All right, we're back in the lab today with 20 more vocabulary words for the real estate exam in 2025. Think of this like a quiz that I'm taking with you because I am also studying for my exam. Hopefully these 20 vocabulary words will be on the test when we both take them and we both study together. Subscribe to the channel if you want more test questions, more vocab. We actually had a new video last week of how to exactly get your California real estate license, including the test, including the whole process. Go check that out. Links below in the comments. Also, we do have that live stream, 150 questions of me taking a full practice exam. Usually it takes about 2 to 3 hours. We're going to be doing that live in the next 2 weeks. I haven't locked down the date yet, but subscribe to the channel and you guys will see it's coming soon. All right, let's get into the vocab words. All right, we're back in our favorite place, the matching vocab words. These are for the Real Estate National plus California, and these are on practice of real estate and mandated disclosures. So what we're going to do is read the words, read the definitions, and then match them up. We got 20 vocab words again today. So here's the first one. Discrimination, stigmatized property, Title 8, untenable. Untenable. All right. Treating people unequally because of their race, religion, sex, national origin, age, or some other characteristic of a protected class in violation of civil rights laws. All right, that one seems pretty easy. We're just going to go discrimination on that one immediately. Part of the Civil Rights Act of 1968 prohibits discrimination based on race, color, religion, sex, national origin, disability, or familiar status, also referred to as the Federal Fair Housing Act. Okay, not fit for occupancy, used to describe rental property. A property is undesirable to most because of a past event, often a crime or environmental hazard. All right, I'm going to go with stigmatized property on that one. A property is undesirable to most people because of a past event. Title 8, part of the Civil Rights Act of 1968. And untenable, not fit for occupancy. Check it out. We're going to check it. All right, good, cool. So we're looking for these thumbs up. That means we got it correct. You guys can screenshot, write it down. If I'm going too fast, pause it. If I'm going too slow, fast forward. You already know these ones? All right, we're going next. We have the Federal Housing Administration, FHA. We have Regulation Z. We have Equal Credit Opportunity Act, ECOA. We got these acronyms, so many acronyms. And we have tester. Okay? Definitions: a federal agency established in 1934 to increase homeownership by providing an insurance program to safeguard the lender against the risk of non-payment. Currently part of the Department of Housing and Urban Development, HUD. I want to go with FHA on that one. That's tentative. We'll read the other definitions. Federal guidelines under the Truth in Lending Act that require a full disclosure of all credit terms for consumer loans. I'm going to go with Equal Credit Opportunity Act. We'll see on that one. Actually, that one could be Regulation Z. A person working with a fair housing organization who pretends to be interested in buying or renting a property from someone suspected of unlawful discrimination, also called a checker. That one's going to be tester. Regulation Z, a federal law that passed in 1974 to ensure that all consumers are given an equal chance to obtain and maintain credit. ECOA is implemented through Regulation B and enforced by the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. I think that one's, they kind of gave it to us, right? ECOA, or unless we switch these, and this one would be Regulation Z. Federal guidelines under the Truth in Lending Act that requires full disclosure of all credit terms for consumer loans. And then this one is equal chance to obtain and maintain credit. We're going to check it. All right, 4 for 4 again. I can zoom out a little bit on that one. Screenshot them, pause it, fast forward, whatever you guys need to do. We're 8 for 8 on the day. We've been doing pretty good with the vocab lately. We'll zoom back in a little bit. All right, the next words: steering, redlining, Department of Housing and Urban Development, HUD, and strict liability. The government agency that deals with housing issues. Okay, Department of Housing and Urban Development. When a lender refuses to make loans secured by property in a certain neighborhood because of the racial or ethnic composition of the neighborhood. I want to say that's redlining. Channeling prospective buyers or tenants to particular neighborhoods based on their race, religion, national origin, or ancestry. I want to say that's steering. You're steering them to go to different neighborhoods. You can't do that. When someone is held legally responsible for an injury to another, even though they did not act negligently. I'm going to go with strict liability on that one. This one, actually, obviously the first one was pretty easy, but these other ones, they could be switched up a little bit. Let's check it out. All right. Hey, 4 for 4, another. Here we go again. We're 12 for 12 on the day. We're going next. If you guys want to follow along and you want your own set of test questions, exam prep, vocab words, there is a link below to a website called Colibri. I have actually teamed up with them, and they have given me a coupon code, Burke40. You get 40% off everything on the website. This is the exam prep. You'll get to take the exam prep just like that I'm taking right now, and you can study with me. And there's also, if you're just getting started, your pre-licensing courses for 40 plus states. Click the link below, support the channel. Thank you so much. Let's get back to the vocab. Asbestos, Disclosure Statement, Disclosures, Real Estate Settlement Procedures Act, RESPA. A document required by law which reveals specific information. For example, federal law requires that lenders give buyers this document detailing the actual cost of borrowing money from the lender. Federal law dealing with the real estate closings, which sets forth specific procedures and guidelines for disclosure of settlement costs. A fibrous material that was once very common in many building materials because of its insulating and heat-resistant value, now banned in most places for most uses, and subject to strict EPA regulations. Points or facts that must be revealed. So we're going to go asbestos is a fibrous material that is banned in most places. I think the disclosure statement is here, a document required by law. And then disclosures would be points or fact that must be revealed. And then we have federal law dealing with real estate closings, which sets forth specific procedures and guidelines for disclosure of settlements cost. That was be RESPA. Let's check it out. Check. Hey, 4 for 4 again. Hey, we're 16 for 16. Hey, the last vocab video, we were 20 for 22. Can we get 20 for 20 again today? We'll see how it goes. Let's check it out. We have a block busting, annual percentage rate, APR, waste, and radon gas. Destruction, damage, or material alteration of property by someone in possession who holds less than a fee estate, such as a life tenant or lessee. Okay, that one's tough. The total cost of financing a loan in percentage terms as relationship to the total finance charges to the amounts financed. I'm going to go with APR on that one. The illegal practice of inducing owners to sell their homes, often at a deflated price, by suggesting that ethnic or racial composition of the neighborhood is changing, with the implication that property values will decline as a result, also called panic selling. That sounds bad. Don't do that. Block busting, I'm going to go with block busting on that, I think. A naturally occurring radioactive gas that emanates from rocks. It is odorless, colorless, and tasteless, but has been identified as a cancer-causing agent. All right, so we got a gas here, radon gas. And then waste, destruction, damage, or material alteration of a property by someone in possession who holds the... All right, I feel pretty confident about this. We'll see. Can we go 20 for 20 back-to-back videos? Check it out. Boom. There we go. Pause the video. Screenshot it. Let's see how we did. All right, 2020 marked incorrect, 0. So what we do, usually if we have incorrect ones, we'll write all these down and then make sure that we study these good. Some of these were a little confusing. I'll probably write a couple of them down, even though I got 20 for 20. But we did pretty good today. Let's get back into the lab. Thank you guys again so much for watching. Please subscribe if you want more test questions, more vocab words, more concepts. I'm studying for the real estate exam, just like you guys. We're on this journey together. Again, thank you for watching. Please subscribe. Hope you have a great day.